Welcome to Rise Up After Hours. My name is Danielle, and you're here at, I already said that, Rise Up After Hours. I swear to goodness, it's going to be a great night. It is Tuesday, September 13th, and we have some quick news to share. I'm just going to run through this in case you've been somewhere in La La Land and this is your first touch base with Scentsy in a while. Holiday collection is out on October 1st. Wally is leaving soon. Catalogs is probably the most exciting news because I'm so happy that catalog dates are moving back, which if you are a newer consultant, maybe you don't know. Catalogs used to run September to February for fall winter and March to August for spring summer. So that is what we are returning to starting fall in August. I feel has been a struggle for a lot of us. So I think this is going to be a really great move. Hocus Pocus is sold out. There will not be a pre order for a second chance, but word on the street, the home office street, is that they're going to develop new things for next year. So that's exciting too. Scentsy Club, 10 day of what?
How long has the catalog been off
This way?
season? Yeah.
2 years, 3 years. Leslie, Daryl, do you guys know? I know Becky's stepped away.
I think it's been 2 years.
2 years feels right.
Yeah, I wouldn't say more than 2.
Yeah.
Really? Because
Yeah,
I'm at like 2.5 and I don't remember.
It may have happened right when you joined.
Maybe.
It started in a fall winter transition. I think it would have been the year that you joined.
Yeah, because I joined in October. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just wondering.
Yeah, no, it's I really like that we're going back. I know it'll be a struggle. It presents other struggles in January, but I think there's so many other things that we can go around it that it will work better for everybody this way. I think it's a really good thing. So where was I? 10-day blackout period removed, which means you can update Scentsy Club subscriptions up until the day before it ships, which is really fun and awesome. This month there's perks. I'm not going to go into it. PayPal pay later in region 1, which I believe all of us are.
Not Canada though.
Not in Canada. Okay, not in Canada. Apologies. I thought I had read all region 1, but I was wrong. Thank you, Becky, for representing and keeping me correct. Warmer and bar bundles, shopping carts and bags are shareable, which is really, really exciting, especially when someone says, can you please tell me all the ones that have sandalwood in them? I'm like, sure, let me pull it all up and then just throw a bunch of stuff in the cart and then send the cart link over and it works really great. Gift messages are now available too, which is really fun and awesome. Again, details are in your news tab of things that are not in your news tab. Rise Up Rockstar is my team here. We have an end of the month meeting, potluck, fun get together on the 30th, and there is an event that you guys can go RSVP at and find details on. If anybody's local and in another person's team, you guys are welcome to come hang out. I just don't know if Leslie, Daryl, Becky, you guys have any team members in California. Becky's team day I'm a little jealous of is the Moose Jaw Spa on September 22nd. There are details on our Becky's team page as well for that. So you can RSVP. I think she's even got ride or room in her car from what I remember seeing the post about. Tonight we're talking about how to make the most of a $22 kit special because it is, if you didn't know, this is part of our news. This month there is a $22 kit available. And now my question, and I was hoping there would be a few more people on. So Krista, you might be the spotlight here, but that's okay. I'm curious. I would love Becky and Leslie and Daryl too. And I'll read out the comments so that people who are watching the recording and can't make it tonight can see what others are saying. Well, let me ask you this. The 3 parts to our business. I've trained on this many times before. PRV is the number 1. PRV is the one that you need a system for, right? When you start, meaning like, how are you getting your PRV? Where is your income coming from? Who are your customers, your customer base? That's the number 1. If you're not focusing on that, and that's not a healthy thing, it's going to be more difficult to then move on to the next one, which is sponsoring. The third is coaching. So coaching those leaders. PRV is number one, sponsoring, then coaching. That's where you should be spending your time in that priority order, in my opinion. People might argue otherwise, and that's okay. We run our businesses differently, but that's just how I feel. Now, curious, what does Scentsy do for you guys? What do you guys, either when you began your Scentsy journey, whatever first originated the thought of, yeah, sure, I'll do that because I want to. What was it that, made you want to say yes? What was it that, thank you, $29 kit Canadians. Oh, I had done it so well at every other slide and I forgot to change that one. Anyways, $29 for Canadians. So what reasons did you guys join? And I mean, they're going to be pretty similar to what most people will say, but I'd love to have you guys add in the comments. What do you hope, if you haven't got what you are hoping to get from Scentsy, what is it that you're working towards as well? Anybody. Okay, so I'll share a little bit about why I started. I was loving my job as a brand new mom, a brand new stay-at-home mom, having just quit my teaching job, brand new stay-at-home mom. 6 weeks in, I was bored. I was talking about pooping and eating and nursing, and that's about it. And I needed something for me. It was something that I wanted connection with someone else, other adults, a reason to have to leave the house, a reason to go and get to talk to adults. And that was basically something was a way for me to broaden my community. Friends is a very big reason why people decide to start Scentsy. Another reason people say yes to Scentsy is that they might want to earn money back on their own orders, and they love the stuff enough that they want to be able to earn money back. What are some common reasons that you guys have? I'm just really curious. Joined to buy for myself. Yes, couldn't find a reliable consultant to purchase from, so I joined because I said, I'm never selling this. I'm not a salesperson. And now Becky sells $2,500 to $3,500 a month every single month. You guys, she never started to sell. Like that was not her plan. That is so common, which is, I think, really awesome and fun. Supplemental income, absolutely. So, and that for me, like, yes, I wanted a reason to talk to other adults, but also I felt guilty not having a job, even though mom is a whole thing. Going to Target, going to grab Starbucks, like I didn't have my own money anymore. And that felt really strange to me. Even though my husband was like, we were all on the same page and that was our plan, it felt really off. I didn't feel comfortable. And so having that little bit of extra fun money made me feel better, even though it wasn't much to begin with. That was okay. Give money to myself. Yeah, treat yourself, buy that pair of shoes or whatever it is. Some more yarn, I don't know. Some people craft and they need to supplement their income to buy their craft stuff. Or maybe, I don't know. There's so many different reasons. Most common ones are fun, friends, and funds. I've kind of categorized them here. You can see on the board. Money back, loving the products, it smells good, makes their home beautiful. Maybe they feel empowered, or they've grown to feel empowered, and couldn't buy candles anymore. But yeah, exactly. Joined because we got a cat. That was like that's my reason why I first started using Scentsy, was because of our cat. Not because I joined, but because I wanted to use it because of our cats. So I totally understand and relate to that. And it does grow to become so much more, but that's not usually the thing that we start with. Like so many people don't start for a business. They join for community, social connections, a place to belong, support, somewhere to be, somewhere to go, something to do. That's like I think of the little old ladies that work at the Emporium on Main Street at Disneyland. because when I got hired there, when I in my early 20s, all the people who worked there in the mornings from like 7 to 3, the really good shifts, were as opposed to the 6 to 3 where I was. But those ladies in the morning, they just wanted somewhere to go. They didn't need really the money. It was just somewhere to go and be and do something. Um, of course, they had to like follow their schedule. They didn't get a say in what they wore. So that was also the downside to that kind of job. Funds, time with family, travel, vacations, an opportunity to give back. There are consultants who are purely a consultant in order to donate to a mission of their choice, or a community or a group or an organization. Schedule flexibility. And maybe sometimes, not always, it doesn't start this way, but it could be where their why changes and they want to leave a legacy for their future family members and the future of their family. Those are all valid reasons and true reasons. But guess what? There's even more. There are more benefits. These are the benefits that are more external. These are more visible. Benefit to becoming a Scentsy consultant is the monthly trainings that we have. We give you guys, but also Scentsy gives us, home office gives us every Tuesday, right? I think even on Facebook, I think I don't watch as often as I should, because I'm homeschooling in the middle of the day most of the days, but I believe we still have 2 o'clock at Tuesdays, right, on Facebook. And then there's the monthly trainings, or the ones that you call into every week, every Tuesday, at 9 o'clock in the morning in Pacific Standard Time. There's one-on-one support. Can guarantee you that I'm pretty sure Leslie, Daryl, and Becky and I, if you were to ask for one-on-one support or coaching call, we would be there, adjusting our schedules where we could give you time, but we would. That is something that is a benefit to becoming a Scentsy consultant. You're not alone here. Team socials. Becky and I just mentioned our socials, graphics, photos. I know I share them in my group, but also you can find Scentsy community groups on Facebook that share graphics and photos as well. Technology training. There's a plethora of training out there on YouTube, but again, we have this training night every Tuesday and every second and fourth Tuesday of every month. Leadership programs. We attempt, not always successful, but they're there for you for the taking. When they are available, that's available. It's a benefit. Fast start rewards. We didn't even mention any of that, but that is a benefit to becoming a consultant. That is something that is an external thing people can see. Incentive opportunities. I didn't even write down annual sales or annual mentor opportunities. Book club we've done in the past, at least in my team. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they've done it in other teams, but it's a possibility. And a playlist. We even have like a playlist on Spotify for our team. So that's really fun. Those are all really cool benefits. And the thing about sponsoring, when it comes to sponsoring, is we need to be able to showcase all these benefits. These are benefits people can see from the outside looking in. Sponsoring is one of the most selfless things that you can do. And when we start thinking about sponsoring, what needs to happen, the very first thing that needs to happen, if you're not in a mindset of how this opportunity will help benefit your customers, then you are being selfish. I mean, it's kind of, it was a rude awakening when I first heard it put this way, but it's selfish to keep all of this for yourself. It is, because who's to say that these people, the customers that you have, will not benefit from any of these things? I'll go back to the other slide. You're keeping them from all of these wonderful possibilities, and you don't know what their life entails. You might assume certain things about their life because they might be a business owner already, or they might be a grandmother watching their children, their grandchildren, or they might be, they might be involved in a couple different other things. We have Terry Newman, I think. She spoke once at a, what was it called? World tour, where she shared that her husband's a football player, a major league, I don't even know what it's called. not Major League Baseball, a football person. Everybody knows her husband, apparently. I don't know who he is. But the fact that someone was her consultant and said, you should join Scentsy. And, they could have assumed, oh, this person who has fancy people friends, they probably don't want to be a consultant. So I'm never going to ask them. But that's the thing. You never know what is going to be in someone's mind about whether or not, what benefit they might benefit from. What would Scentsy be able to provide value for them? They may say no now because circumstances change, but they may say yes because their circumstances have changed. They may have been looking to join, but not sure how exactly what. Oh, yes. I don't know if that was Leslie or Dara, but yes, absolutely. It is one of the most selfless things that you can do is to sponsor, and to assume or to know or to think before you even have a conversation about it is not doing you or them, and really it's all about them, any good. Your mindset needs to shift to how can I help show these benefits to the customers that I have, that I know would find value in all that Scentsy has to provide and all of our team has to provide. It's not just Scentsy and the income that they can make, but it's all the other things that come with it. So it's time to reflect. Here we go. The first thing you can do for how to make the most of this month is to reflect on your social media, the newsletters that maybe you send out. I don't know how you guys all run your business specifically, but if you have a newsletter, is that all those benefits reflected in your newsletter? I'm thinking of Rachel. If Rachel watches the recording, hi Rachel. She does a monthly newsletter that she prints out and mails to all of her customers. And in her newsletter, she adds pictures of her family and she talks a little bit about her family. And she doesn't do a whole ton of social media, but that's one way she's connecting to her customers and showing the benefits. She's got pictures of her kids opening Scentsy boxes and whatnot. Emails, maybe that's how you prefer to work your business, or maybe you want to send a text message like, have a great weekend, and here's a picture of me and my kids going somewhere. I don't know. You got to make it look and feel authentic to you, and you got to figure out what that looks like. But reflect on, let's say, if you want to have a task for tonight, go onto your social media, wherever you happen to post the most, the last 20 photos or images or items that you shared. What are they of? And are they reflecting the benefits? Person who really does this, if you want to see a good example, Rachel Pence. She actually posted something today. What did she say in her post on one of her stories? Something about something, but she was saying, I ordered pizza and I'm having some leadership time with my people, and my kids can deal with balancing, having a mom that is basically a business owner, and so she's showing the benefits of like that it's okay to be a mom and be able to work your business, but also be feeding your kids. In other words, that's a really great example. Cassie says, I was thinking about joining for months before I finally made the decision to go for it and join. Absolutely. Yeah, it takes time, and that's okay. And most people need that time. Most people are not going to be like, yes, the first time you ask. In fact, I think it's really rare people say yes the first time you ask. Becky's nodding her head. We call them unicorns because they're so rare and magical and majestical. I love this quote too. I just want to point it out. We sell so much more than wax and warmers. We sell memories, those past and those yet to be created. And that is the magic, or that is what's magic about this business. And I think that's so true. So if you're reflecting on your social media and you're posting, you come to find that your posts are all commercials, like if they're just graphic, marketing graphic from the home office or whatever, from the workstation. That's good that you posted. That's not a bad thing, but we can make it better. So make the necessary improvements. How can we change that up a little bit to just make it feel more relaxed, and maybe also say like, maybe it's a picture of you, if you posted about Hocus Pocus, a picture of you at your computer saying it's time to get to work and you're in your pajamas, or you're drinking coffee, or something that's more casual and it's showing the benefit of working from home, in other words, but it's still advertising Hocus Pocus, right? That would have been one way to do it. All right, I'm going to get into more about details about posts, but that's it for now. If you have questions, please let me know. Sponsoring mindset. So it is, again, the number 2 thing is to change your mindset. It's not selfish to, it is selfish to not share all of these benefits. And I'm lost my train of thought. So I think I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to take too much time. We're already at 27 minutes in. Oh, wait, what just happened? There we go. Start talking as number 3. So now that you've reflected on what you're sharing, what Scentsy life you're sharing in your social media, email, like in your connections with your customers on your group, however you do it, and you have changed your mindset to know that if you're not sharing this with people, you're being selfish in a very true way. And I know that there's no maliciousness about it. So don't get me wrong. It's just the benefit that they can get. Why wouldn't you want to share all those wonderful things, those valuable things that we get as consultants? And we get even more once we decide to work our business as a business and not just a hobby. So number 3 is to start talking. And you're probably thinking, well, who in the world am I going to talk to? Especially if your business is relatively new. You're like, I don't have a lot of customers. I don't know how to do this. Make a list of people. And I would start with these 3 people, these types of people: your Scentsy clubbers, any past hosts, and your best customers. With that alone, hopefully you have a list of at least 10 people. I would shoot for like 50 just to, go for it. Or if you're really going to go for it, you're really planning on, if you have it on your goals sheet, if you're making goals every month, if you are planning on earning the incentive, shoot, go bigger, go for 100 people. Why not? But make a list of people, because I feel like that helps kind of it gets you out of your mind and it's on paper, and now you have like a little bit of a plan. What I like to do and how I like to do my follow-up is I keep track of the PRV each person is spending and when they spend it. In other words, pardon me, I have a graphic or a spreadsheet. Tease me for my spreadsheets, I don't care. But in my spreadsheet is a list of all of the customers that I've purchased in the last, I would say, I think I've gone back 18 months. Every person who has purchased from me in the last 18 months and what they've ordered in what month. So it's divided by months. So January through the last, whatever 18 months ago was. And then in each little box is the PRV that they spent. And then I have a calculation. If you don't know how to do it, it's super easy, but it's equals or sum equals whatever the formula is to add up all of the PRV. And now I know what PRV, and I have it highlighted. There's a conditional formatting. If you want to get technical, message me later, I'll show you how. But there's a conditional formatting that has it so that if it's more than 100 PRV, it highlights it yellow. They're close to halfway to active, or they are halfway to active. Now, sure, maybe spread out over a couple months, but that's not a big deal. You have a talking point now, because now you know that they've spent 100 PRV in the last 6 months. That's something you can talk to them about. If they've spent over 200 PRV or more, which a lot of my clubbers have, that is a really great thing to know, because now when you have this conversation, when you have when you have a special kit that is $22 or $29 to join, then you have an opportunity to say, hey, well, I'll tell you what to say, or I'll share what you can say in a few minutes, but that's a great time to go and say, hey, you have spent this much and could have earned X amount of dollars back on your orders for just purchasing from yourself. I'll even show you how to do all that if that's something that you're interested in. It's super, once you do it once or twice, it's pretty easy. What do you think about getting this deal of a kit and becoming your own consultant? You can be earning all that money in the future. Like, you have a Scentsy Club order already, get money back on that every month if it comes through, however they have it set up. Knowing about your customers and who is spending the most and who loves it so much that they're sending you referrals. All those things are going to be valuable knowledge to you so that you can then have conversations with them. And how I find it easy to know that is to track it, which is why I have my spreadsheet. Now, so do not assume it is not your job to make a decision for them. It is not your job to make the decision for them. This is something that so many people, it stops them in their tracks because they're like, well, I don't think that they're going to want to do this. No, you're not supposed to do the thinking. Don't do the thinking for them. You have to let them decide. You have to give them the benefits. Say, these are all the benefits that I think you would like really love. I think you'd find a lot of value in X marks the spot, like you're a stay-at-home mom, you work from home, you whatever the thing that you think that they'll benefit most from, present that to them and say, by the way, it's only $22, $29, depending where you live. What do you think? Let them decide, and they're probably going to say no, and that's okay. When you expect the no, it makes it so much easier to just open your mouth and ask. Just expect them to say nope. And then, okay, cool. You did your job. You did your job and basically mentioned it to them. You let them know. Because how mad am I that in my 5 years of being a customer, no one in my 5 years, and I had at least 2 people that I bought from in those 5 years, not once mentioned to me that this could be a thing I could do from home. Not one person asked me. I don't know about you guys, Leslie, Daryl, and Becky. I know Kara got asked. Krista, I think Nancy asked you. Leslie, Daryl, thank you for that. Yes. I love that verbiage. Yes. I'll read it in a second. Yeah, so I could have been doing this 5 years sooner had someone mentioned all the value that I could have received. Like, that's frustrating. You don't want your customer to feel that way. So don't take that opportunity to decide for themselves away from your best customers, or, anybody who you think maybe they don't ever buy from you, but they always like your posts. That's someone also you could talk to. Becky, Leslie, Earl, do you guys have any other people that you're thinking, or like, how do you guys come up with, I'm asking you on the spot because I didn't mention this earlier, but do you guys have any tips on who you might add to that list? Or who you might start with outside of this 3 people? Anybody? You guys, I asked a lady multiple times and waited for her join link for a month and she never sent it. I asked someone else. No, that is so frustrating. And that's the thing. 80% of consultants are not going to work their business like a business. She was not one of those 20%ers who are in it for the business, and that's okay. That's just her thing, but she lost out because look how awesome Becky is.
Thanks. I would add to that list, even if I've had people join my team that have never purchased Scentsy from me before, who are in my close circle of friends. And I think that sometimes you just have to really be closely watching and listening to people, and if they're in a time of struggle, and just have an opportunity to make a little bit of extra money to help their kids join sports, or just to give them the little bit of extras in their world. I think that's also a really great place to start watching. Social media, people put their whole lives in social media, and sometimes just pausing to listen to see where there is a time of need for them to have a little bit of extra income would be where I would start as well.
That's a really good point. I like that. Like, especially when people complain, oh, I have this bill coming up, or air conditioning is so expensive, or oh, my kid's going to New York or on their mission trip, or all those things that people are sharing are really great things to pay attention to. Because then, hey, did you know that you could be your own consultant and earn money back and earn money for that?
Or let's help you with a fundraiser to get your child on their missions trip. You can become the consultant, take all of the income, all of the rewards, and be able to help with that as well. So there's so many great opportunities. If you're just scrolling social media in a mindless moment in the evening, make it income producing, make your scrolling worth your time, and just take note of people's lives.
Yeah, if you have that sponsoring mindset. Absolutely, that's going to be on your radar when you see those types of posts. So I love that. Thank you for that reminder. And I was going to say fundraisers next, but that was perfect.
And I think it's important to also mention you're not going scrolling with a vicious heart saying, who can I find that I can, talk to about joining? You're looking to help people. And if you can go in with a helping heart, then that's the best thing you can do. And they can say no, but as long as you've offered the opportunity to give them the opportunity to better their situation, then that's what we're going to do.
Absolutely. Let's continue. Separating the cost from the benefit. So many times, well, okay, so let me backtrack just a tiny bit. I want you guys in your quest this month to showcase all of these benefits, continue to create posts or language or text messages, again, however you work your business, around all of these value things. So use those statements. I have some examples here I can read at the end, but here we go. Number 4 is to pivot away from common objections. So the most 3 common ones are time, risk, and fear. So when someone says, oh, that's great, sounds wonderful, I just don't know if I have the time, and then you pivot. Okay, cool, like I understand you don't have time. You actually you could make more time with Scentsy because you can work it from your phone. I say I work my business in the nooks and crannies of my life because I try to dedicate 2 to 3 hours every afternoon, but that never happens. It's usually after the kids go to bed, I'll squeeze in a couple hours. The flexibility that we have is a huge value and benefit to our customers who are considering, and that's time is the thing that they maybe are not sure about. So what does that tell you as a consultant? You need to be showcasing in your connections with your customers, again, however you do that, how is Scentsy flexible? How is it flexible? Are you showcasing that in your life? Are they seeing that? Is that visible? Another common objection is risk. Here's how you can kind of sort of fight that. Not fight that, that's the wrong word. Pivot, that's a good word. You get this value, whatever that value might be for them, for this amount of money. So, I hear you. You're worried that they want the bigger kit. It's worried that it's $100 or $139, $159, something like that in Canada. Whatever the kit cost, the regular kit cost might be, you are going to get $300 in the US, for, what's the word? I just totally lost my train of thought because I saw Krista's chat thing pop up. Thank you, Canadian price. Yeah, so you're going to get this value, whatever the value of the kit is, but then also you're going to have the flexibility. You're going to have this team that we get together twice a month, every Tuesday, every second and fourth Tuesday. We do team socials. We have a team playlist. We have, all the other things that whatever you think, whatever they feel would be the most beneficial. You can even ask them, like, what would you want Scentsy to provide you? What would you like from Scentsy? Because I can showcase you how that might happen for you. And that will take away the risk. That will get them to understand how it could benefit them. Fear. That is usually just something where they need more information, they need time to get to know you, they need more connection with you, they need education, and that's okay. Again, usually people are not going to say yes at the first ask, and those people are magical, mystical unicorns, but it's just more time, and you need to build on that connection and be authentic and it's just not about tricking people, it's about providing them the best opportunity to help them better their lives. We all know how much we benefit from it. We wouldn't be here if we didn't decide Scentsy rocks for our life. Like it brings us so much. Yes, it can be difficult at times, but that's everything in life. Like that's never going to be perfect. And yes, it's a challenge and it helps us grow and it pushes us outside of our comfort zone, but that's okay. Those are good things in the long run for all the value and benefit and lifelong friendships that I've gotten to have. I don't want to get emotional. yeah, it's just the value is just freaking amazing. And I want that for everybody. All right. And then this is the phrase that I want you guys to walk away with tonight. Learn this phrase. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't make sure you were getting the most value. I would not be doing my job if I didn't share with you this amazing kit that I think not only would you get this amazing kit, benefit from that, like hello, free, basically free warmer and then all the other good stuff. But also, you know, X, Y, and Z things that they might also love. You could fundraise for your dog. You could send your kids to sports without having to pay for an arm and a leg. I don't know. Sell your blood. No, I'm kidding. You know, and then when they come up with an objection, I hear you. Time is crazy. You know, I understand. I've seen what I've learned is that you get to choose when and where you focus your time on Scentsy. Like if it's a month that's too much for you, you get to choose not to work it that month. And of course, make sure that they know the minimum to be an active consultant is every 1 month, every 12 months, they have an active month, which is 200 PRV. That's the minimum that they should know. Okay, then end with options. So when they say no, say, I totally hear you, that's totally fine. Accept the no. Again, expect the no, accept when they say no. No is not, no now is not no forever. But then give them an option to say yes to. Would you like to host my next, you know, a party to get your fall things for free? You haven't ordered this fall. What is on your wish list? Let's help you get it. You know, offer them a less objectionable, it's a really hard word for me to say, offer. Would you like to join my Facebook group page? Would you like to like my business page so you stay up to date on all the things that are new? Are you following me on Instagram? I like to share a lot of things in my stories. Whatever, however you work your business, wherever you want them to go to, wherever your community is for your customers, that's where you want to send them. This is where you can build that connection, especially if they're not ready to say yes because they just need more knowledge, more education, more connection. Oh, that's so cool. I love it. I love giving. I've done a couple fundraisers myself and I love giving back too. Okay. Then you can also say, no problem. I'd love to follow up with you in a month or in a couple months, whatever the time might be better. Like, what do you think? Like, you can ask permission to follow up if that makes it you feel less worried about bringing it up in the first place. Number 6 is make it match. So once they say yes, this is the thing that I was like, when I learned this, freaking light bulb moment, because most of my team, they're hobbyists and I expect them to be. That's great. I want my customers to get the most bang for their buck. If their friend, their sister, and their mom always place an order every 6 months, then why aren't they hobbyists at the minimum? But if you are sponsoring, I mean, they're the one and the same, but recruiting always sounds weird to me. I think of the military when I think recruiting. Sponsoring, when you go out sponsoring and you're only if you're only touching on hobbyists, getting money back on your own orders, and then you go to your team page and you're constantly saying, promote goals, like all of these things that is more business related, that doesn't match. You're gonna scare those hobbyists away. And this is something that I'm personally working on because I've done this. Yes, recruiter. There, yeah, I know that's Daryl because I know he was. Yeah, so does your team page reflect that 80% hobbyist part-time for fun group and the 20% business? Are you sponsoring? Here's my notes. Are you sponsoring by saying you can simply buy for yourself and get money back, but then expecting them to be active each month? Like, and getting frustrated that they're not active each month. It's a really big eye opener to me that I was like, what? I'm doing that. And I didn't even realize all of my posts, I went to my team page when I learned this and I was like, holy moly, all of my posts are just purely for the business person, but I have a bunch of hobbyists. No wonder I never get comments on anything. No wonder I'm not getting engagement on my team page. No wonder I feel like I'm talking to myself on my team page. That's what's missing. All of my team are mostly hobbyists. There's only a small handful. So reflect on your team community. Is there even a community? Are you, as a maybe a brand newer consultant with a smaller team, are you showing up on your director or your upline's community page? Are you doing the things that you would like your future team to do on your own team page eventually when the time comes to make your own? Are you contributing to the fun and engagement? And if you're sponsoring, with most people being 80% of people and 80% consultants, there for the connections, the social connections, the, what's the word? For the money back on their own orders, if that's your team, like how are you, what are you posting again? How are you building that connection between your team members? Are you showing up as a leader in your own, like can your team see what you're doing, not just relying on your upline, for example? Make necessary improvements. How can you make those improvements? I like to think of it, this is a thing I've learned, this is mostly all Brenda Stir things. Brenda Stir's, what does she call herself? A social media direct sales person. She just likes to help people in direct sales with social media things. And so her thing is personality, purpose, purposeful content, and promotional. So promotional is regarding like, let's get active this month. Who's active? Or not who's active, but like who's gonna be active? What are your goals? All things regarding to actual income, sponsoring, or coaching. But 40% and is purposeful, which is things that are surrounding our business. So like things helpful, like sample making things or how to enter an order. That's all purposeful things. That's all gonna help no matter what kind of consultant you are. And personality is the fun part of being part of your team. That's like the inside jokes you might have. And I hope, I'm working on this. If you're on my personal Rise Up Rockstar, if you're here and you're watching this or the recording, like this is a goal of mine to be better at this because I'm not as great as I'd like to be. Business card with then word of mouth, and it just came to, oh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta catch up in the comments. All right, so what words to say? So now I'm gonna go back to the comment because I don't want to miss out on this comment over here so that anybody watching the recording who can't see the comment, it says here, Leslie or Daryl wrote, hey, you're buying diffuser, warmer, bars, whatever it is. And that's this much money. Right now, you can jump in with us for, you know, whatever kit that you're offering, 22, 29, 59. If they're a host, they could be even less. That's cheaper than the warmer you're getting. You're going to get more than that because obviously you have the kit. Don't you want to be paid back on your order? I'm going to read that one more time without stopping. Hey, you're buying blank, and that's this much money right now. You can jump in with us for blank amount of money. That's cheaper than the warmer you're getting or whatever it is. And you're going to get more than that. Don't you want to get paid back on your own order? Here are some other options. Hi, I like to use their first name. If it's if I'm just starting the conversation, hey, I'm not sure. Hi, blank. Not sure if you've seen, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't share like that. You literally are not doing your job if you're not sharing this because you're not sharing the value, you guys. Have you ever thought about starting your own Scentsy business? My goal, I want to steer more towards business builders and not so many hobbyists because I feel, though I do want hobbyists to get money back on their own orders, so don't get me wrong there, but where my time is most valuable, where I want to spend most of my time is helping build businesses. It's one of my passions. I don't know if you can tell in this training tonight, but like I get all hot and and passionate about making sure that this is done right because I feel it's really important and I have a lot of fun teaching it. So that's where I'm headed. I'm purposefully using this language because it reflects my business. So have you ever thought about starting your own Scentsy business? You'd be so great at this. Now, if you know that that's not going to be a thing or that might scare them, change the verbiage. I cannot keep letting you spend, you know, X amount of money and not be earning 20 to 25% back on what you love, what you already love. Doesn't that sound so natural, you guys? Like if I were talking to somebody right next to me. I have a $22, $29 kit available. Have you ever considered having a fun hobby? Taking advantage of the consultant perks? Have you ever considered being a part of our team? That's not my favorite. Earning extra income for your kids' sports, so forth and so on. Another example. Hi, I've been wondering if you'd be interested in doing what I do. This is an idea from Becky, I think. You love Scentsy. No, it's not Becky's. It's Leslie and Daryl's idea too. You love Scentsy so much and you'd definitely benefit from placing your own orders, or if you want to really work the biz, we can show you how. What questions do you have? I added that. What questions do you have? Because I like adding a question mark at the end because it expects an answer. It's more of apparent, not apparent. It's more inviting of an answer, whereas other types of text messages get ignored. Hey, blank, I have a $22, $29 kit available and I just couldn't let it go to waste without reaching out. You have such great parties and all of your friends are gonna need refills soon. They haven't purchased since springtime. You'd be the perfect fit. There's absolutely no pressure either way. I just thought I would ask to see if you were interested. It's another really great way to bring it up. Okay, what questions do you guys have? I'm gonna take this down because I don't think I have any more. I'm gonna stop the recording, so thank you if you watch the recording.